Would you dare to step onto the railway line that has claimed thousands of lives? Between the howling wind through the mountains and the sound of iron wheels grinding on the cold rails, this place is like a warning of death. Let me know your courage in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you think that was the final challenge, get ready, because next we will arrive at location number 10, the Devil's Nose Railway in Ecuador, where the steep Z-shaped turns will leave any passenger breathless. Footage shows a steam train crossing Devil's Nose Mountain, Ecuador, in October 2007, on a dangerous track close to a cliff. Along the railway, on all sides were high mountains and giant rocks. The rising smoke made the scene even more terrifying. The Ferrocarril Andino Railway in Peru crosses the rugged Andes, with high bridges and dangerous tunnels. The path inside was so narrow and dark that it made anyone feel suffocated and full of danger. Just one wrong step in that narrow path could have disastrous consequences. I once witnessed the Makelong Railway Market in Thailand, where the train crashed into the stalls, which made me shudder, because just a small mistake could cause a tragedy. As the train approached, people had to rush to press against the wall, creating a tense and suffocating scene. In the distance was the treacherous Myanmar Railway overpass, and I wondered what terrifying dangers he would face ahead. Look, this railway line hangs high above. Below is deep green forest and rushing river, creating a scene both majestic and scary. The Tren a las Nubes train in Argentina is 4,200 meters high and 217 kilometers long to the Polverilla Viaduct, offering a breathtaking experience amidst the Andes. Purwakarta, Padalarang Railway. Old video footage captures the dangerous journey on this precarious route. Weaving between high mountains and deep ravines, the narrow tracks make this journey extremely tense and dangerous. Connecting Northern Europe with Southern Europe, crossing the UNESCO World Heritage Rhaetian Railway, skirting majestic glaciers, and descending into lush palm groves. In winter, the Rhaetian Railway is covered with ice and snow. The train weaves between majestic and dangerous mountains. The railway crossing the Pamban Bridge is more than 2 kilometers long, connecting mainland India with Rameswaram Island. Perched precariously on the sea surface, just looking at it is enough to make you shiver. The clear blue water stretches endlessly, while the railway is alone in the middle of the sea, creating a suffocatingly creepy feeling. In Bangladesh, trains are packed with people clinging to the roofs and sides, a sight that leaves anyone who witnesses it breathless with fear. Dangerous. Bangladesh train on Eid. Drutojan Express is seriously overloaded, people clinging inside and outside the carriage. Zojila, also known as Zojila Pass, is one of the most dangerous roads in India. Located at an altitude of more than 3,500 meters above sea level, connecting Srinagar with Leh in the Ladakh region. The road is so narrow that in many sections it is barely wide enough for one car to pass, with a steep cliff on one side and a deep abyss on the other. In winter, Zojila is often covered with heavy snow, blizzards and strong winds that make visibility almost zero. Even when the snow melts, mud and rocks falling from the mountainside turn every trip into a dangerous adventure. Trucks, buses, and even motorcyclists all have to move at extremely slow speeds, and just a slight loss of control can send them plunging into the abyss. However, Zojila is still a strategic artery and also a journey that adventurers always want to conquer once. The next journey takes us to Romania with the famous Transfagarasan Road, both beautiful and dangerous. Transfagarasan, Romania is known as the most beautiful winding road in the world, but behind that beauty lies deadly danger. This road cuts across the Carpathians, nearly 90 kilometers long with hundreds of sharp turns, steep slopes and narrow roads close to the cliffs. When winter comes, the snow covers the road, the ice is slippery, and the fog is thick, making visibility almost impossible. Many sections have to be completely closed because they are too dangerous. Even in summer, sudden rains and rockfalls can turn the trip into a nightmare. However, Transfagarasan is still the desire of adventurous drivers because from above, visitors can admire the majestic mountain scenery, blue lakes and spiral roads like silk ribbons across nature. The terrain here is narrow, bumpy mud mixed with melted snow, creating an extremely slippery surface. Just one wrong turn of the wheel is enough to send the car plunging into the abyss. In addition, the thin air at this altitude makes it difficult for many people to breathe, causing dizziness and exhaustion, turning the trip into a physical and mental challenge. In winter, ice and landslides frequently block the road, and in summer, rain, wind, and falling rocks constantly threaten travelers. However, after crossing Kardung La, visitors will be able to admire the majestic landscape of the Himalayas, a worthy reward for those brave and persistent enough to conquer. The journey continues to take us to South America, where the Yungas Road in Bolivia is known as the Road of Death and challenges the bravery of any driver. Yungas Road, Bolivia, known worldwide as Road of Death, is one of the most dangerous roads on the planet. This road is about 60 kilometers long, winding around the steep mountainside of the Andes, with one side being a vertical cliff covered with green trees, the other side being a deep abyss hundreds of meters deep. Did you know that in China, there is a group of people who work on cliffs every day, and their income is about 500 yuan, which is about $70 US. Working from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. is really hard. They are the cliff plank road builders, cliff warriors and pioneers in danger. Hello, welcome to our channel. Today's video will introduce the extraordinary Chinese workers who build the cliff path and take on the most dangerous jobs. Plank roads were a major innovation in ancient transportation history. To cross high mountains and deep canyons, ancient people dug prismatic holes in cliffs cut by rivers and inserted wooden or stone stakes into them. Then, they laid wooden planks or stone slabs across them, creating a path for people to pass through. With the development of society, plank roads have become a key item in tourist areas. When planning, people have to calculate the landscape, combine the terrain to determine a reasonable route. The profession of making plank roads on cliffs is extremely dangerous work, but not many people know about it. For workers, protective equipment is very scarce. They only rely on their own experience to reduce risks, but those who repair the path have absolutely no guarantee of safety when hanging between the 100-meter-high cliff, relying only on a few simple tools such as wooden planks, carts, or rusty scaffolding. Before the walkway could be completed, scaffolding had to be erected along the cliffs, followed by a smooth concrete pavement. Sections of plank road emerged from the mountainside, supported by steel frames and wooden planks nailed into the rock. Do you dare to drive on this road? Comment your opinion, and remember to click subscribe to join us. However, most of the places have not installed railings yet. Yet workers still brazenly walk as if on flat ground. It looks really creepy. It is known that the stage of setting up the hanging frame is the first and most dangerous step. Looking down from the edge of the rock, ordinary people will feel dizzy. Even their hands and feet will tremble. However, skilled workers are used to the harsh conditions. Construction on cliffs is not the same as construction on flat ground. In this situation, every step must be extremely careful. The terrain where the plank road is built is very special. Large machinery such as cranes cannot reach, so the materials can only be carried and pulled in sections by hand. They carried heavy planks and pushed concrete carts over makeshift walkways thousands of feet above the ground, beyond imagination. In addition, countless giant boulders perched precariously along the mountainside made the construction even more difficult. The most frightening thing is that when the rock is loose, it is in danger of collapsing at any time. But for the Chinese, every difficulty has a solution. That is their great strength. During this process, there were almost no protective measures. They just attached each plank to the cliff and moved forward step by step. In fact, building a plank road is extremely dangerous. If you fall off, it is a terrible tragedy and a huge mental test. Drillers and erectors are the most at risk. At the construction site, they hang from the cliff like Spider-Man. First, they use a pneumatic drill to make a shallow hole, then drill a deeper hole with a steel drill, about 1 or 2 meters. The drilling process generates a lot of dust. Because there is a lack of water on the mountain, quartz cannot be used to reduce dust, so they have to breathe in rock fumes every day. Although they wear special masks, for safety, they all have to have regular health checkups. Because this suspended work has the potential to be extremely dangerous, they are required to wear safety harnesses and maintain a sense of vigilance. That awareness must be kept in mind at all times. Look at them busy on the plank road between the mountains, small in stature but exuding greatness before nature. The path they opened with their own lives in dangerous circumstances has become a safe path for tourists later. Amidst the pouring rain, the steep turns it got become a grueling challenge where courage and driving skills are pushed to the limit. Oh my God! Indonesian internet celebrities' truck skidded and overturned. A large truck loaded with goods got stuck in the middle of a muddy road, tilting as if about to fall. This was a dangerous challenge for the driver. This dangerous curve almost caused the truck to fall over. Heavy truck almost fell off cliff while turning on dangerous Ghat road. It was so terrifying. The reckless truck driver lost control at a sharp turn on Ghat road. The vehicle swerved as if about to plunge into a dangerous abyss. I think moving trucks in Al-Managil, Marib, Yemen is extremely difficult and dangerous. Just a small mistake can lead to disaster. I hope these drivers get through that dangerous curve safely. This dangerous road cannot trouble the brave driver. Long lines of trucks lined up on the Haifan Pass under overcast skies, creating a scene that was both tense and dangerous. TN bus entered a sharp turn in Koli Hills. Suddenly, a monkey rushed out. Fortunately, excellent driving skills saved from a dangerous accident. Indian bus driver recklessly took a sharp turn. The bus swayed dangerously. Dangerous road, bus teetering on the edge of a cliff. Oh my God, luckily everyone is safe. Multi-axle bus collides with another vehicle in a narrow curve, nerve-wracking. Peruvian truck driver risks his life on Huacaybamba, Huánuco Road, a dangerous road of death. Truck drivers speeding on Canchabamba, Huacaybamba and Huánuco, dangerous deadly roads. Peruvian truck driver slowly rolled close to the edge of the cliff, on a dangerous road, as if on the verge of death. San Francisco bus crossing the treacherous roads of Ancash, Huarochirí. What a dangerous scene. That muddy landslide road is challenging the courage and bravery of the car. Next to the huge, rugged rock, the Andean tourist bus struggles to navigate the dangerous new Huacaybamba route. The car was on the edge of the cliff, but luckily, it was still safe. Driving through the bends of the Black Sea coast requires extreme courage, as even a small mistake can cost a life. Look, the cars are struggling to move on the winding, icy, dangerous road. Paso de los Caracoles Snail Pass, where cars and trucks have to climb from 800 meters to 3,207 meters in a lunar landscape, with danger lurking at every turn. Oh no, the truck was stuck on the side of the road, right next to a dangerous abyss. Any car passing through this dangerous road will sway and shake violently, full of danger. What makes you dare to take a bus from Chamba to Killer when right next to the road is a dangerous rushing waterfall? The truck trudged along the unguarded road, close to the giant cliff. So scary. I dare not imagine the terrible consequences if the ice on this road melted.
कैसा डेंजर रास्ता है यार दोस्तों, इसको बोलते हैं घाटी।
From Leh Ladakh to Manali, the journey through dangerous curves will make everyone's heart skip a beat. These men were so brave to cross the dangerous winding road, full of golden land on the edge of a deep abyss. Looking from the highest peak of the Taihang Mountains, the view is terrifying and chilling. Jiangxi province spent 127 million yuan to build escalators and elevators that weave through giant rocks. How dangerous! Beautiful bridge in China crosses majestic mountain but hides terrifying danger. Those roads are just the beginning of the terrifying journey that nature creates. And now, we will move on to the list of 20 most dangerous tourist destinations in the world. The first place is Devil's Pool, Zambia, a swimming pool next to the majestic waterfall. I hope this bus can safely pass the dangerous Sanchubamba Death Road. Do you dare to sit on a tractor trailer and cross this dangerous tie-wrap river? Comment 1 if yes, 0 if no. This muddy road forces vehicles to struggle to cope with the danger of crossing here. Babusar Pass, Kagan Valley. Over 4,100 meters high, sharp turns, deep ravines and thick fog. Extremely dangerous. In the middle of a curve on the rocky Babusar Pass, the car struggled to move forward. Just a little deviation could send it plunging into the bottomless abyss. The car fits snugly on the Needles Highway, forcing the driver to maneuver carefully to get off this treacherous stretch of road. A bus weaves through a narrow tunnel. Only a professional driver has the courage to control it safely. He is probably the best, but also the most reckless and crazy driver in the world when he drives at high speed on a mountain road in Hong Kong. This driver must be flirting with death. Absolutely do not do this. The narrow road in Cotahuasi Canyon makes any driver who passes through sweat because of the terrifying danger lurking at every meter of road. The trip through Taroko Gorge in Taiwan, seen from a dashcam, clearly shows the dangerous turns between the vertical cliffs that make everyone watching it heart-stopping. Driving in Switzerland, the car clings to narrow mountain roads with sharp turns and steep cliffs. Just one small mistake can plunge into the abyss. How scary! Please pray that car gets through this flooded road safely. The Huayco Road up the Huancavelica mountain range is rugged and rocky, with raging floods nearby, making the group of people here tremble with fear. Koli Hills, Tamil Nadu, India. a terrifying mountain road with 70 hairpin bends, where each turn is a direct test between life and death. This driver is showing off his driving skills on the densely packed Scorpio Road in Coley Hills. This sight made my heart feel like it was going to jump out of my chest. Oh my God, a group of people are risking their lives to pull a car stuck in the middle of a landslide. Tragically, the Israel-Avaroa Road was severely damaged by floods, and the people of Benidorm suffered heavy losses. Driving on Lake Baikal, the icy, frozen road becomes a risky and heart-stopping journey. Vehicles struggle to move on the CH-60, Los Caracoles, Chile, with its dangerous curves. This road was flooded by the river water. The trucks struggled to get across. Horrific scene. Cars lined up to pass through the road flooded with swirling, murky river water. This bus is traveling on the most dangerous road in India. On one side is a white waterfall. On the other side is a raging abyss with no barriers. Too scary. The cliff road in Guoliang village was carved by the locals themselves. It is both a miracle and makes anyone who passes by shiver because of its dangerous and scary appearance. Drivers at Zojila Pass must keep a steady grip on the wheel to dare cross this dangerous road. If Colorado's million-dollar highway takes your breath away with its cliffs, Georgia's Catskill Pillar is even scarier, a towering column of rock where humans test their limits with dizzying heights. Imagine living high above the world, where the only sounds are the whisper of the wind and the distant songs of birds. That's exactly the life chosen atop Catskill Pillar, a towering limestone monolith rising 130 feet above the ground in western Georgia. Atop this narrow stone pillar stands a centuries-old church, hermit cells, and even a small wine cellar, all accessible only by a steel ladder firmly anchored into the rock. For one man, this remote sanctuary became a path to spiritual salvation. After a troubled past and time spent in prison, Maxim Kovtoradze found solace in solitude, dedicating his life to prayer and reflection atop this breathtaking place. There's something profoundly humbling about Catskill Pillar. It's not just an architectural marvel or a relic of ancient faith. It stands as a symbol of humanity's deep yearning to rise above the chaos of life and reconnect with something pure. Standing on the edge of the clouds, surrounded only by sky and silence, you begin to understand. This isn't a place to escape the world. It's a place to truly find yourself, high above it all. From the soaring stillness of Catskill Pillar, we journey to the windswept edge of the world, Tristan da Cunha, a remote volcanic island adrift in the vast South Atlantic Ocean. Here, time seems to slow down, and the modern world fades into a distant echo. With no airport, no deep water port, and only 9 boat visits a year, arriving at Tristan feels like stepping into another dimension. Fewer than 300 people live here, scattered across green hills and rocky shores, bound together by resilience and simplicity. Life here is quiet, self-sufficient, and beautifully raw. Islanders grow their own food, raise livestock, and find community in one another's company, free from the noise of city life, the ping of smartphones, or the roar of traffic. This is a place where the stars shine brighter, conversations run deeper, and solitude feels more like a gift than a punishment. There's a haunting beauty in Tristan's isolation, where the ocean surrounds you, and the sky stretches wide with possibility. There are some nightmarish, dangling roads that challenge every driver. In today's video, we explore the world's most crooked roads, starting with Lombard Street in San Francisco. Although only 182 meters long, Lombard Street is known as the world's most crooked street, with 8 sharp turns created not only to attract tourists, but also to overcome the dangerous slope of Russian Hill in San Francisco. With a natural slope of 27%, Lombard Street was too dangerous for vehicles in the early 20th century. So in 1922, people designed a winding brick road to reduce the slope, both ensuring safety and creating a unique feature in the middle of a luxurious neighborhood. In the summer, tourists crowd sidewalks and balconies to take photos of Lombard Street, which is ablaze with flowers as it curves around the bend. Despite the inconvenience to residents, the street remains open and has become an iconic San Francisco landmark. In addition to its popularity, Lombard Street is often congested during the tourist season. In 2014, the city proposed a reservation system due to safety and livability concerns, especially after a hydrant accident caused chaos. Lombard Street's curves are an elegant architectural solution, not a geological challenge. Ironically, this less than 2-block stretch of road is more famous than many majestic mountain passes, with visitors willing to wait hours just to drive down the hill in less than 5 minutes. Oh no! Oh my God! Strong winds have pushed a giant cruise ship straight into the dock. So what can't we do with our fingers? Oh my God! Leaving Lombard Street in San Francisco, we next come to Commonwealth Avenue in the Philippines, the busiest urban street in the world. Coming to number 14, Commonwealth Avenue in the Philippines is known as one of the most important and busiest roads in the capital, Manila. Stretching nearly 12 kilometers with up to 18 lanes, it is considered the giant avenue of the Philippines. This is the widest road in the country, always packed with vehicles and associated with the endless traffic jams of the capital, Manila. At night, this road is lit up with endless car lights. The stream of vehicles is still dense, like streaks of light moving constantly, creating a bustling but also suffocating scene in the heart of Manila. The route is not only the lifeblood of Manila, but also a vivid symbol of the busy, noisy, and challenging pace of life of a city that never sleeps. Leaving Commonwealth in Manila, we head to the Hana Highway in Hawaii, a road that skirts rainforests and stunning waterfalls. In the midst of Hawaii's paradise, the Hana Highway is a breathtaking coastal masterpiece, where enchanting beauty meets challenge, making it unforgettable for anyone who passes through. Stretching over 100 kilometers, featuring over 600 sharp turns and nearly 60 narrow bridges, it skirts cliffs, rainforests, and waterfalls, making for a journey that is both breathtaking and challenging. Behind its enchanting beauty, Hawaii's Hana Highway is known as one of the most dangerous coastal roads, with hundreds of sharp turns and heart-stoppingly narrow bridges. The entire Hana Highway appears like a vivid picture of Hawaii, where green mountains, white waterfalls, and immense ocean blend together, creating a majestic and poetic scene throughout the journey. From the idyllic beauty of Hawaii's Hana Highway, the journey takes us to China's Gelong La Tunnel, where the road is carved into the eerie rock. Amidst the majestic Himalayas, the famous Gelong La Tunnel is a dangerous passageway, where breathtaking beauty meets extreme challenges that leave anyone who passes through breathless. Way cut directly into the sheer cliff face, narrow enough for just one lane, with natural windows opening out to look down into the abyss. The tunnel was dimly lit and the road surface was rough, making every trip extremely stressful. Inside the tunnel is dark, many sections are rough and slippery, and outside is often covered in fog, making the journey even more terrifying. Winter on the Gelong La Tunnel is filled with ice and snow, thick fog, and bitter cold winds, making the slippery road surface a life-or-death challenge. In short, the Gelong La Tunnel in China is a daring masterpiece through the mountains, both overwhelming with majestic scenery and haunted by the dangers lurking at every turn. Leaving the ruggedness of the Gelong La Tunnel in China, the journey continues to Bihoro Pass in Hokkaido, Japan, which opens up to a poetic and vast natural landscape. Bihoro Pass in Hokkaido, Japan, is known as a beautiful scenic spot where visitors can take in the majestic view of Lake Kusharo and the surrounding mountains and forests. At an altitude of over 500 meters, gently winding through the lush green mountainsides, with the famous stop Bihoro Toge, allowing visitors to gaze out over the immense Kusharo Lake, surrounded by the majestic Akan Mountains and a beautiful sea of clouds. Especially in winter when snow falls heavily, ice covers the roads, fog obscures visibility, and strong winds can easily cause cars to skid on steep, winding curves. Not only is it a stunning scenic spot in Hokkaido, but it is also a fascinating and challenging journey that leaves a lasting impression on visitors. From the scenic Bihoro Pass in Hokkaido, the journey continues to Romania's Transfăgărașan Highway, which is known as one of the most spectacular and dramatic roads in Europe. Amidst the majestic Carpathian Mountains, the Transfăgărașan Highway in Romania stands as an iconic structure, attracting visitors from all over the world. This road is nearly 150 kilometers long, winding through the Carpathian Mountains with hundreds of hairpin bends, towering slopes, and mountain tunnels. The road is notorious for its dangerous curves, steep slopes, and dense fog that obscures visibility. In winter, the cold fog covers the road, making it slippery, and many sections have to be closed because it is too risky. Transfigs is Romania's majestic yet dangerous masterpiece, and if you have the chance to conquer it, drive slowly to fully enjoy its beauty while staying safe. In Norway, there is a famous road called Trollstigen, with 11 sharp turns, steep slopes, and dangerous cliffs that make anyone who sets foot on it shudder in amazement. The road is full of 11 sharp hairpin bends, a gradient of nearly 9%, and a road surface narrow enough for only one car to pass. The road clings to the rugged Romsdalen mountainside, next to the 320-meter-high Stigfossen waterfall, creating a majestic and overwhelming scene. Trollstigen is dangerous because of its sharp turns, steep slopes, and narrow roads close to deep ravines. Fog and sudden rain make driving even more of a life-or-death challenge. But from another angle, Trollstigen appears like a beautiful picture with the majestic Romsdalen range, the white Stigfossen waterfall pouring from a height of hundreds of meters, and the lush green valleys stretching below, both majestic and enchanting. Do you dare to conquer the snake-like curves of Trollstigen Road in Norway? Subscribe to the channel now to experience that thrill. If Trollstigen in Norway is dangerous among majestic mountains, then Kahekili Highway in Hawaii is creepy with a super narrow path along the cliff. Just one mistake, and you will fall into the deep sea. When it comes to famous dangerous roads in Hawaii, we cannot fail to mention the both charming and scary Kahekili Highway, with its narrow coastal path close to the cliffs. The narrow road is flanked by steep cliffs on one side and the deep blue sea on the other. The winding road has no guardrails, and visibility is often obscured by sharp turns, making driving a nerve-wracking ordeal. The danger of Kahekili lies in the narrow, unguarded road and sharp turns along the cliffs, where even the slightest mistake can send you plummeting into the deep sea. Amidst the dangers, Kahekili still offers stunning views of the blue ocean and majestic cliffs, creating a journey that is both terrifying and enchanting. From faraway Hawaii with its rugged coastal Kahekili Road, we come to Saudi Arabia, where the Al Hada Road is famous for its sharp turns winding between harsh desert mountains. Al Hada Road, one of the most impressive roads in Saudi Arabia, captivates visitors with its sharp mountain curves and views of the vast desert. There are dozens of sharp turns winding along the high mountain slopes, with steep slopes and spectacular views. The road is illuminated at night, creating a shimmering strip of light in the middle of the arid desert, both beautiful and challenging for drivers. The danger of Al Hada lies in the consecutive sharp turns at high altitudes, where the car can easily lose control if lacking experience. Amidst the dangers, Al Hada still captivates visitors with its majestic mountain scenery combined with the immense desert, creating a picture that is both fierce and beautiful. From the harsh Al Hada Desert, the journey continues to the French Alps with the majestic but dangerous Couturini route, between snowy mountains and deep ravines. Cuterini Road in the French Alps is a dangerous mountain road with steep, winding curves that hug the snow-capped mountainside and look down into deep abysses. Featured with winding, sharp turns, narrow road surface along snowy cliffs. One side is vertical rock slope, the other side is deep. In winter, the snow and ice cover the area, making it slippery for vehicles, making it a tough challenge for all drivers. Despite the dangers, Cuterini is still fascinated by the majestic alpine scenery, where white clouds, cliffs, and deep valleys blend into a breathtaking picture. Known as the longest and most dangerous route in the country, stretching over 4,300 kilometers, connecting many major cities but full of dangerous curves and lurking accidents. The longest road in Brazil, more than 4,300 kilometers, passes through many mountainous and urban areas. The road is narrow, has many sharp turns, and is often used by heavy trucks, making it known as the Road of Death, with many accidents. BR 116 is an extremely dangerous route, with many sharp turns, narrow roads, dense trucks, and dangerous accidents. Along the BR 116, the scenery changes constantly from lush green forests, rugged mountain ranges to bustling urban areas, creating a picture that is both majestic and full of tension. Do you think this road is really too dangerous? Leave a comment below to share your feelings. Famous as the most dangerous road on the planet with a narrow, steep road, one side is a cliff and the other side is a deep abyss, making anyone who witnesses it overwhelmed by the danger of this road. The shot from above, the car rolling precariously on this road is extremely dangerous. Just one mistake will cause disaster. He cycled on the death road, testing his courage. Please don't be foolish enough to follow. Just one mistake can cost you your life. The Guoliang Tunnel in Henan, China, was carved out by villagers in 1972. More than 1 kilometer long, narrow and precarious, it is both a miracle and one of the most dangerous roads in the world. Trust me, you will never want to step into this tunnel. The darkness is cold. The cliff is close. Every step makes your heart squeeze with extreme fear. The James Dalton Highway in Alaska is a treacherous, icy, slippery, truck-filled road that is a gamble with death. You will have to be extra careful with the curves on this road. Driving on the Dalton Hall Road is extremely dangerous. The road is long, wild, and full of curves. Just one small mistake can cost your life. Drizzle and thick fog covered the riverside road, making visibility blurry and the journey treacherous. From above, the majestic view of the mountains appeared terrifying, covering the narrow and steep road, making anyone who saw it shudder with fear. In winter, Skipper's Canyon becomes more terrifying than ever. He drove between the narrow road that clung to the cliff and the deep abyss. Every meter he passed was a life and death struggle. Heart-stopping every second, because this car was driving on the rocky and potentially dangerous Jojila Pass. Look, that yellow car is recklessly rolling on the Jojila Pass that just had a landslide. Every meter of the road is lurking with danger. The trucks slowly rolled on the dangerous pass, wishing the drivers good health and steady hands to get through safely. Fairy Meadows Road in winter, narrow and steep on the cliffside, every turn fraught with deadly danger. This group of people were leisurely exploring the dangerous Fairy Meadows path, walking confidently without showing any fear. From the driver's perspective, the Karakoram Highway is narrow and treacherous, with steep mountains on one side and a deep haunting abyss on the other. At first glance, this road looks dangerous, but it is actually quite safe if you drive carefully and follow the rules. The car on the Karakoram Highway entered the dark and cold tunnel, the sound of the engine echoing, creating a feeling of horror and danger. This unique and dangerous road only appears at low tide and can quickly become submerged in water. And if you had the chance to experience driving on the Karakoram Road, would you dare? Leave your answer in the comments below. Passage du Gois seen from above, many reckless vehicles defied the ban and got stuck in the middle of dangerous waters. The car fell into the death trap of Passage du Gois. Too bad the cameraman was so busy filming that he didn't bother to help. Qinmen Mountain Road in China, narrow and winding, covered in thick fog, making visibility limited and the danger multiplied. Oh my God! From the driver's seat on the Tiananmen Square 99 road, every steep turn is breathtakingly terrifying. Baybird of Yolu, Turkey's most challenging road, winds dangerously between high mountains and deep ravines, where every stretch is a life-or-death challenge. This guy is really brave to venture out alone to explore this dangerous and creepy road. In Korea, this road is often mentioned because of the danger. If you don't time the tide right, you might get stuck in the middle of the sea. From afar, the road is just a thin strip of land between the blue sea and the golden sunshine, enchantingly beautiful but terrifying because it is so dangerous. At night, the road is immersed in darkness, with the deep black sea on both sides. Driving here is like walking on the edge of death. One of the most dangerous mountain passes in Germany, Switzerland, located in the Alps. The winding road winds through high mountains, with more than 40 sharp turns close to the edge of the cliff. Driving on Clausen Pass, Switzerland, the snow-capped mountains and high, rugged cliffs appear, a scene that is both majestic and chillingly creepy. Kardung La, Ladakh, where drivers conquer the breathtaking heights and the biting cold of the Himalayas. But when leaving that harsh land, we arrive in Switzerland, where the Clausen Pass road winds through mountains and lush green valleys, presenting a completely different challenge. Ma Pi Leng Pass, Ha Giang, one of the 4 great mountain passes of Vietnam, is known as the king of the northern passes. Located at an altitude of over 1,200 meters, Happiness Road follows a rugged cliff, with steep cat ear rocks on one side. On one side is a deep abyss, where the emerald green Nho Ke River winds like a silk strip. Winding mountain pass. Many sections the tight sleeves make even the most experienced drivers sweat. The fog was thick. Visibility was only a few meters. The feeling of the heart pounding as each wheel gripped the edge of the cliff. It is this danger that has turned Ma Pi Leng into a majestic and legendary natural picture that challenges human mettle. If Ma Pi Leng Pass makes us shiver before the deep abyss, Bai Yi Road in Tibet challenges us with its altitude and harsh climate. The Tibet Road is considered one of the most dangerous roads in Asia. Located at an altitude of over 4,000 meters, this road passes through snow-capped mountains, winding mountain passes, and remote valleys. The harsh climate with thin air can easily cause dizziness. Snowstorms and landslides often occur. The road is narrow, with many sections close to deep ravines, making it only take a second of carelessness for a driver to face danger. In winter, the wheels easily slip on the ice. In the rainy season, rocks and soil falling from the cliffs add to the horror. However, the scenery here is still overwhelming, with green forests, white clouds, and the majestic Himalayas, a breathtaking beauty amidst the harshness. From the grandeur of the Tibet Autonomous Region, we move on to the modernity of the A12 connecting The Hague, Utrecht, and Germany. The A12 is a highway connecting The Hague, Den Haag, through Utrecht and bordering Germany, considered one of the main traffic arteries of the Netherlands. This road stretches through many green suburbs, interspersed with ancient villages and characteristic flat fields. From The Hague, the modern A12, with its glass buildings, gradually gives way to peaceful Utrecht, where bridges reflect the poetic river. To the east, the A12 acts as a corridor connecting the Netherlands with Germany, both facilitating trade and attracting road travelers. From modern, straight roads like the A12 inches Europe, the journey takes us to Nepal, where the Siddhartha Highway winds through the mountains and forests, encompassing both majestic beauty and dangerous challenges. Would you like to experience this exciting journey on the A12 route? Leave a comment below. About 182 kilometers long, connecting Siddharthanagar on the India-Nepal border to the city of Pokhara, crossing many terrains from the Terai Plains to rugged mountain slopes. The route passes through Butwal, Tansen, Waling, Xiangjia with over 30 bridges, including the major bridge over the Kali Gandaki River at Ramdi. This is an important traffic axis of western Nepal, serving both the transportation of agricultural products and the access to famous tourist destinations. However, steep turns, narrow roads, and the risk of rockfalls make the journey challenging, turning the Siddhartha Highway into a dangerous yet majestic road.